Copy that. He's in the area. Check. In 25-7, it's going to be the Brower School.
The Help Wanted sign is out at the Sheriff's Department. They're looking for deputies. An open recruitment is set to run for 10 days starting the 1st of February. If patrolling the streets is not your thing, the department does have several different career paths in jails, in the courtroom, maybe even in airborne law enforcement.
We're looking for people that are energetic, who have a clean background, no criminal record, We're looking for people who want to make a difference every day, who want to contribute to their communities, who want to be part of the team.
It is a 24/7 operation, and not every position requires that you be on call after hours. We have some positions that are traditional hours, Monday through Friday, but everyone on the department, not just our sworn, also our professional staff, they're all subject to call out. We are public safety for the county of San Diego, and we take that very seriously, and it's an honor and a tradition. We are always available.
I love what I'm doing. I love it. I mean, the opportunity to, work with robots and blow stuff up. I mean, I look at it a lot of times that, my job is what they make video games out of. I mean, I love it.
For more, go to the department's recruiting website at joinsdsheriff.net. In the County News Center, I'm Michael Russo.
Emergency. Hi, this is the Sheriff's Department.
Dispatchers are the unsung heroes of law enforcement. We are the first point of contact, and we are the ones that deal with everyone else's chaotic situations.
Oh, you guys brought me up because I have an emergency on the phone. Oh my God.
Ma'am, I didn't get you.
At times we have to use certain techniques depending on what is happening in the background or what the caller is telling us. We may lower our voice so that they may lower their voice as well.
Okay, I have paramedics and everybody on the way. I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay?
We may ask one question so that we can get that specific answer.
I just broke into a house and the owner came home.
You broke into a house?
Yeah.
Where at?
I don't know.
Depending on who we're talking to, if it's an adult or if it's a child.
Okay, how old are you, honey?
5.
We may change our tone and our voice. Sometimes we may not say anything so that we can actually hear what's happening in the background, and just from the information that is being said in the background, we are able to obtain a lot of information. We answer approximately 230,000 911 calls versus around 400,000 non-emergency calls, and that's just yearly.
Okay, you dialed 911 for raccoons in your attic?
Well, yeah.
And we are the calming voice that they need to hear in order for them to start dealing with whatever issue or problem they actually have.
Okay, do you want to try and do CPR?
I don't know.
I can guide you, but I'm going to need you to.
At times, the only thing that they may remember are the law enforcement officers that respond, because they have a face-to-face contact, and so therefore they forget about who they actually spoke to first, which was the dispatcher. I'd like to thank all of those that haven't forgotten about the dispatchers.
She's really sick.
Okay. I'm going to stay on the line with you until somebody gets there, okay?
Okay.
And so we're going to put the goggles on, we're going to start the course, you're going to go through the course, do the best you can, make sure that you have 2 stop signs, make sure you stop at the stop signs.
Driving school is in session. Today's lesson, driving while intoxicated.
We're out in Imperial Beach today at the Mar Vista High School to promote the Start Smart program.
Of course, no alcohol was actually consumed.
Nice and slow, and try to stay between the cones.
It just looks that way.
Turn it to the right.
Oh!
This activity was part of the My Drive event,
which is a program to help teens understand the responsibilities that they need to have in order for them to drive safely.
Start off straight ahead here. We're going to make a quick little left turn.
We really want to bring awareness and make this as realistic as we can for them.
On this course, the cones represent pedestrians.
You're doing very good so far. Hey, sorry, kid.
It's fun for them to do, and they can drive the course that it's regulated by deputy sheriffs here in Imperial Beach.
It's all blurry to me. I can't even see nothing.
It's a safe way for teens to experience the dangers of driving under the influence of alcohol. And getting safe driving information out is one of the goals of the Sheriff's Start Smart program.
And stop right here.
Whoa.
What we do is that we give the first-time student driver, or those student drivers that are about to get their driver's license, just make them aware of some of the responsibilities that it takes to have their driver's license, and also some of the stuff that they could avoid being in a collision themselves.
The drivers wear special goggles that are made to simulate different levels of intoxication. They are not a fashion statement.
Well, I had to wear these goggles that were called beer goggles, and they make everything look all dizzy, so I couldn't see a thing.
This driver's name is Ramon. You've already met his dad.
He's taken the driving test, and as a 14-year-old, you can tell that he's not ready to be driving yet.
Most teenagers will get their license to drive when they turn 16, with some conditions.
You're given a provisional driver's license, and that provisional driver's license is that you have to show that you're able to drive for 1 year, which means that you can't drive after curfew hours, which is 10:30.
And you can't have any passengers under 20 years of age.
That's going to help out significantly in bringing down the collisions that come across with distracted driving when it comes to teenagers.
First test, what I want you to do is I want you to put your feet together, heels touching toes. Go ahead and do that now.
Part of the learning experience involved taking the sobriety tests given by sheriff's deputies.
They made us walk in a straight line so you can see if that you're not drunk. And they also had to put your foot up in the air for like six inches to make sure that you're also not drunk. And they also do a breathing test. I did not pass any of the tests, except for the breathing test. That's like the only one I passed.
And the message was quite clear to all those that participated.
Don't drink and drive. It's going to get you in jail. It's going to mess up your family. It's going to mess you up.
It is very dangerous and it's scary. 3,000 psi.
Their office is dozens of feet below the water's surface.
Not everybody's emotionally prepared for this kind of work.
On call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
There we go. The water we dive in is usually fairly dark. It's mostly black water.
The Sheriff's Dive Recovery Unit is called into action when someone is missing or a crime scene goes underwater.
It's scary. You get the claustrophobic feeling sometimes, especially when you're in black water, you can't see a darn thing.
We have comms on our phone.
These hardcore divers volunteer for their job. They must log at least 100 dives to be part of the team, and they train constantly to deal with the challenging conditions and missions.
We have done searches for as small as a pocket knife to as large as an airplane.
Their training assignment this time, to find a practice dummy and weapons in a mock crime scene, training that too often plays out in reality.
The actual finding a body underwater, there's a kind of a strangeness about it.
The task is extremely tedious. 2 divers at a time go into the water, one holding the line, the other holding on to his buddy. They search with their hands to try and locate either the evidence or the dummy.
Going out into the murky water is kind of like going to a smoke-filled building with your turnouts on and you can't see anything and you're feeling around in an environment that you cannot breathe.
But finding the evidence is only part of the job. They have special training on how to preserve it.
When you have a gun, you gotta be cautious of removing fingerprints. The oils from a hand can stay on that gun.
The gun is put into an evidence bag with water from the area it was found to preserve it. Underwater cameras capture important details about the location and condition of the evidence. The real-life missions can take days, even weeks to complete.
It's long and frustrating part of the time, but it is very satisfying when we do find what we're looking for.
Diver Dave Alexander says he was emotionally drained after trying to find a missing fisherman for a week on Lake Henshaw 3 years ago. But finding the man's remains and giving his family some needed closure reminds Alexander even today why he is committed to the team.
It's like, wow, I helped these people out and they're very so appreciative, so it was overwhelming.
For San Diego's Most Wanted, I'm Lynn Stewart.
Deputy Brown with the Sheriff's Department again. Just to let you know, we actually apprehended a suspect that was at large, parolee at large, concealed himself through some of the backyards. We were able, through this help of the citizens as well as the airship, to locate the suspect in a target address right down here on the street. And while he was being taken into custody, we actually maintained a secure perimeter. And I believe the fact that we had the dog on scene as well as the multiple units and the airship certainly led to a successful apprehension where no one was injured as well as the suspect.
I got him.
Son, I'm doing this son, I'm doing this my way.
Patrolling San Diego County for nearly 4 decades, sheriff's helicopters fly day and night. In tonight's Crime Fighters report, Jeff Sevely was given an all-access pass to the Sheriff's Department's Eye in the Sky.
Even at night, pilots and sheriff's helicopters can see where they're going and who they're chasing using night vision goggles and this special infrared camera.
Copy, one with their hands up on unobserved subject.
When a man in Lakeside was making threats, armed with a gun and a knife, it was the sheriff's helicopter using infrared technology, orchestrating from above.
Our number one goal for the public is public safety and keeping the peace.
You may not know Dave Weldon, but you've probably seen his heroic work on television, saving countless homes with water drops during firestorms.
It's very, very dangerous, but if it's done in a controlled setting, then it's very rewarding.
Patrolling the county by air, the Sheriff's Program, called Aerial Support to Regional Enforcement Agencies, or ASTREA, prides itself for its long-lasting tradition.
ASTREA has been in existence since 1971.
Even when the sun goes down, ASTREA is taking off, with pilots using night vision goggles to light up the terrain below.
The night vision goggles amplify the existing light 30,000 times.
Along with fighting crime and fires, the helicopters are used for search and rescue.
And without all your help, he wouldn't be here today. I'm so thankful.
Weeks ago, when this San Marcos man with Down syndrome was lost in the wilderness for more than a day, it was ASTREA that spotted him and saved his life.
I think it just shows you, a valuable asset helicopters are in law enforcement.
Copy, one in custody.
As for that gunman in Lakeside, it was ASTREA again, safely guiding deputies in for the arrest.
It's great because there's so many different challenges and something different every day.
In times of emergency, if it seems like ASTREA is everywhere in the air, it's because they have 9 helicopters in their fleet.
Jeff? Although the pilots receive a lot of attention, the department is quick to praise the mechanics that keep those helicopters flying, sometimes performing all-night maintenance.
They're law enforcement's secret weapon. We're talking about senior police patrols. These volunteers save police departments time and money. Don't let their age fool you. Lynn Stewart introduces us to one senior volunteer who is a seasoned pro.
I'll meet you at the front.
Okay.
For 17 years, Don Agostino has been helping to keep the peace in San Marcos.
I do it because, like most of the people on the patrol, they want to give back to the community. And I do enjoy doing that.
In his 70s, Don is taking volunteering with the Sheriff's Senior Volunteer Patrol to a whole new level. He's clocked almost 28,000 hours.
It feels very good. I just love these people.
Don does time-consuming work like marking tires for Time City parking spaces, giving out tickets for violators, even vacation checks to make sure homes are securely locked up when their owners are away.
We work for them, so they can go out and get the bad guys.
Now that we're going 1186 over to Ollie's.
But one of the most rewarding things Don and the other volunteers do.
Hi, Olive. Hello, Olive.
Well, hello there. My goodness.
May we come in?
Daily welfare checks on elderly people enrolled in their YANA or You Are Not Alone program.
Don't rush, don't rush. Take it easy.
Don and the other volunteers are the only people 90-year-old Olive sees most weeks.
Yeah, I'm glad you came.
And
I'm always glad to see somebody because when you live alone, it's a long day.
not easy, I know.
It's lonely.
Well, you got us.
Yeah, I know.
So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
He helps her with small projects and always provides good conversation.
Okay, I'll close the door. All right. Bye. Wonderful lady, as you can see.
How does it make you feel? I mean, smile.
Wonderful. You see how we interact? That's the whole idea. It makes her happy that we're here. You know, and I like that.
It's hard to tell who has the bigger smile. As the years have gone by, Don has racked up a star for every 1,000 hours worked, and award after award.
Over the years, I didn't think about the hours or the time.
Retired from General Motors after almost 3 decades of service there, Don never knew his most rewarding work would be hitting the streets of San Marcos for free.
It's wonderful.
For San Diego's Most Wanted, I'm Lynn Stewart.
110-4.
They're looking to hide and we're looking to find.
More than 65,000 people have warrants out for their arrest for misdemeanors from San Diego's courts.
A lot of them are, off the grid, so to speak. They don't have a driver's license. They don't keep their addresses updated because they know they're being looked for.
Sheriff's Department, come to the door.
The San Diego Sheriff's Department has the tough job of tracking them down. Even though the Court Services Division had to cut the number of people in its office by 1/3, they've been able to make a dramatic improvement in the number of warrants they are able to execute.
In the 4 years we studied, we were able to quadruple the amount of arrests that we made.
In 2008, more than 1,200 a year were executed. By last year, that number had jumped to almost 4,400.
It's an important point that none of this activity is being funded by the taxpayers.
The people who have warrants out for their arrests now pay fees that are put into a trust fund and used to find other people who are running from the law.
The patrol car right here in the front.
That allows the Sheriff's Department to spearhead raids or designate so-called warrant cars, where officers are free to focus their shift on nothing but picking up people with outstanding warrants.
They were getting maybe twice as many arrests as something we were doing before.
From inside the office to the squad cars, big changes are on the way that are expected to make the arrest rate go up even more. One of the things they're working on they hope will have the biggest impact is investing in technology. What they're doing is trying to plot out on every map for every officer in San Diego where the people who have warrants are located.
Instead of paper that's written and turned in and at some point entered into a computer, a lot of it is instantaneous, it's automatic, and there's a lot of feedback in the car.
Innovation and technology are allowing the department to track down more wanted people with even fewer deputies.
People with warrants, a portion of them are going to be reoffenders. We need to get these things addressed now.
For San Diego's Most Wanted, I'm Lynn Stewart.
Hi, I'm Bill Gore, and I'm very pleased to be here today and share with you some of the many contributions the Honorary Deputy Sheriff's Association has made over the years. Back in 1974, 25 San Diego business leaders formed the HDSA with a single mission in mind: to give back to the community by supporting law enforcement. Through the years, the organization has grown and the contributions have been endless. You've provided funding for critical law enforcement equipment, facilities, and training that would not have otherwise been affordable. And you have supported us with an ongoing presence in the community, communicating our mission, vision, and values to the citizens throughout San Diego County. As of today, your membership includes more than 720 business, civic, and community leaders, and your contributions have totaled more than $5 million. You've played a significant role in enabling our department to provide the highest quality of public safety services to the people of our county. Now I'd like to invite you to sit back and enjoy a brief montage of just a few of the many contributions HDSA has made over the past 35 years.
Thanks, ASTREA.
Thank you, HDSA.
Thank you, HDSA.
Thank you, HDSA.
Thank you, HDSA. Sheriff's Department with the award.
Thanks, HDSA.
I got the suspect waving a pistol on the police floor window.
Thank you, HDSA.
Team 7, Mission Gorge Command, radio check, please.
Thank you, HDSA. Thank you, HDSA. Thank you, HDSA.
Copy, one with their hands up on none of the subjects.
Thank you, HDSA.
Thank you, HDSA.
And that's just a sampling of your contributions over the past 35 years. As important as these contributions are, your ongoing friendship and support within the community is equally vital to helping us continue to provide the highest quality of public safety services. Our mission is to make San Diego the safest urban county in America, and the Honorary Deputy Sheriff's Association plays a vital role in this effort. From all of us, the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, we say thank you, HDSA, and we look forward to continuing this friendship for years to come.
The Help Wanted sign is out at the Sheriff's Department. They're looking for deputies. An open recruitment is set to run for 10 days starting the 1st of February. If patrolling the streets is not your thing, the department does have several different career paths in jails, in the courtroom, maybe even in airborne law enforcement.
We're looking for people that are energetic, who have a clean background, no criminal record. We're looking for people who want to make a difference every day, who want to contribute to their communities, who want to be part of the team.
It is a 24/7 operation, and not every position requires that you be on call after hours. We have some positions that are traditional hours, Monday through Friday, but everyone on the department, not just our sworn, also our professional staff, they're all subject to call out. We are public safety for the county of San Diego, and we take that very seriously, and it's an honor and a tradition. We are always available.
I love what I'm doing. I love it. I mean, the opportunity to, work with robots and blow stuff up. I mean, I look at it a lot of times that, my job is what they make video games out of. I mean, I love it.
For more, go to the department's recruiting website at joinsdsheriff.net. In the County News Center, I'm Michael Russo.
Off-roading is a favorite pastime for many San Diegans, but it comes with a little danger. Helping keep you out of trouble, Sheriff's Reserve deputies, volunteers. They put in thousands of free hours each year to keep off-roading safe and fun.
Quads, dirt bikes, SUVs, a dune buggy, even a plane. All part of San Diego Sheriff's Department's off-road enforcement team known as ORIT.
10-4 and coming back toward Quarry and Main.
We went on a ride-along at Ocotillo Wells Off-Road Recreation Area to experience the fast-paced work they do.
It sounds like they may have a possible drunk driver.
Behind the wheel, veteran Bill Simpson. He started about 35 years ago before the team even existed.
You know, it was so far back, it's hard to remember.
Things were pretty crazy until we got out on the heavy weekends and settled it down, making stops and writing tickets and, you know, making people aware of our presence.
This entire time, Bill's been working for free.
Most of the personnel you see out here on any given weekend are actually volunteers, and this array of equipment that they have is actually paid for from state funding, from grants they get every year.
That's right, with the exception of a couple of paid staff members, volunteers are on patrol out here.
They're peace officers just like I am. They have powers of arrest, but they don't get paid. We work a 12-hour shift. Sometimes it's 12, 14. They're volunteering 12, 14 hours a day out here.
The volunteers go through all the sheriff's training and have to be able to handle any situation, including medical emergencies.
It looks like there's a motorcycle probably down for a motorcycle accident, which is what they put out over the air.
All right. Yeah. On the major weekends, it's an everyday type of accident where we have a solo rider who's come off the quad or a bike and he gets injured. It's very common, unfortunately.
With the injured rider safe with EMTs, it's time to roll.
Airport copy. So what we're going to do is have the whole team head west.
Or it enforces laws, including DUI, and educates.
We probably do a lot more education than tickets, but you know, certain types of situations, you know, warrant a ticket.
They can also offer a helping hand, maybe loan someone a wrench, or even help someone who's stuck, even if it's another team member. And they do it all for free just to give back.
Without our reserves and our volunteers, our department would be hard-pressed to do the things that we do and provide the safety for the residents of San Diego County.
Sergeant Rick Turvey at the end there, who worked with the 90 or so members of law enforcement reserves at the Sheriff's Department, including ORIT. Volunteers, including the reserves, performed about 1.2 million hours of service last year, all of it for free.
30.
Sheriff's canine units have to be prepared for any situation, even if it means getting wet, very wet. Today, those dogs and their handlers were at Silver Strand State Beach training to take down suspects who try to make a swimming escape. As News 8 photojournalist Kenny McGregor shows us, this exercise goes far beyond a simple dog paddle.
Sheriff's come with a dog! Come out now! I'm gonna send the dog to find your right shoe! Come in!
This is our yearly annual water training. If the incident came up where we had to use the dog in the water, they're familiar with what they're going to do. The handler knows how to deal with the dog.
Last warning, come out now, I'm gonna send the dog! Stop in it! Good boy, Otto, stop in it! Good boy! Good boy, Otto, stop in it! Good boy! Get him, buddy, stop in it! Good boy! Good boy, Otto, stop in it!
We at least try to get out once a year to the beach so we can have dogs get used to being in sand.
Hey, come here!
Deputy arrives. He gives him commands to come to him. He refuses, gets his dog out of the car because he's got an automatic clicker on his belt that will release the door, and the dog will come out and apprehend the suspect.
Good boy, Otto, come on, buddy!
They love to do this. Their job is at the end to go and get the bite, apprehend the suspect. That's their job.
Good boy, Otto! Good boy, come on!
I'm very proud of them. When a dog shows up, usually the suspect will give up. If there's a fight that was going to go down, a dog rolls up on the scene. Just hearing a dog bark, a suspect will give up because they know they don't want to get bit. There are 34 canine units employed by the Sheriff's Department. They are all trained in skills such as protection, searching and tracking, and narcotics detection. If you get the feeling someone is looking over your shoulder this holiday season as you head to your car with your hands filled with gifts, that might be a good thing. Tonight, Jeff Zevley takes us inside the Sheriff Department's high-flying holiday crime buster called Skywatch.
This is an amazing crime-fighting tool because it can focus in on people and objects up to 1.5 miles away, and before holiday thieves know it, they're caught on tape. Sergeant Stan Salazar is preparing for law enforcement liftoff.
You're going to feel a slight jolt, so hang on a little bit if you can. Okay.
Hoisted 30 feet in the air, Skywatch uses a swiveling camera to secure large areas of space.
Can you scan to the property across the canyon?
Communicating with technical support on the ground, Sergeant Salazar says Skywatch protects holiday shoppers from crooks.
Huge. Absolutely. It's a great deterrent.
Using thermal imaging from body heat, deputies can even detect if someone is hiding a weapon.
We've picked up on a belly club on a gang member. Yeah, it was tucked under the small of his back, covered up by his shirt, just like that.
For the past year and a half, Skywatch has been deployed more than 20 times.
As you know, the Grinch is out this Christmas because of the economy and stuff. So we're going to be looking for those people that are going to try to be breaking into cars and maybe assaulting people to try and get their Christmas gifts and do some robberies.
Believe it or not, Skywatch is sneakier than it looks because crooks oftentimes dismiss it as an SDG&E cherry picker.
I don't think initially they know we have the capabilities that we do with the cameras and the optics.
Technology that leads deputies to an arrest with footage that holds up in court.
We have it equipped with the DVD monitor, and it rolls about 24 hours of continual footage.
And holiday thieves might want to write this down. The Sheriff's Department will be sending Skywatch to a mall parking lot somewhere in the county this Friday to protect shoppers.
The Sheriff's Department bought Skywatch with $200,000 worth of grant money.
Academy, 10, hut, dress right, dress.
This is the last thing you would expect a group of kids to be doing on a Wednesday evening.
Fall out and find some real estate. On your base. When everybody's up, we'll start. Ready, 46, down up. 46, down up. 46,
but they've been at it for at least 20 minutes.
Hi, my name is Detective Jason Rouse. I'm a juvenile detective in the San Marcos Station, and we are here tonight in Vista at the Sheriff's Youth Academy.
One more! You can do one push-up.
Everyone gets a little taste of what law enforcement recruits have to go through.
We do start out with calisthenics. That's part of any law enforcement program. Staying in shape, being able to be physically fit, being able to physically handle yourself.
Okay, out! Go! Water bottles, fill them up, drink some water.
But then it's into the classroom.
The class tonight is about the different tools that the deputy sheriff uses. Hi, I'm Yvonne Rogers, and I'm one of the Junior Deputy Academy instructors. You guys are starting to look a little bit stronger. I've been doing the Junior Deputy Academy for, I believe they started in 2005. Ready, see.
The purpose for this academy is to get these kids in to bridge that gap between the community and law enforcement, and give them some idea of who we are, what we do, why we do the things that we do.
When something happens, we want them to actually be able to reach out with us because we can't do anything without the help of the public.
The mobile home park hosting the academy reached out to the Sheriff's Department due to the high crime rate in the area.
I cannot think of one program that's been more impactful for the youth than this junior deputy program put on by the County Sheriff's Department.
Their only interpretation of law enforcement is that we're the bad guys.
In this 8-week academy, a lot of questions are asked.
Tell me, what is this? Utility belt. A utility belt? We're not Spider-Man or Batman or anything. What is this? Yes. Good. It's short for magazine. I was waiting for somebody to say, oh, it's a clip.
They get to try on some gear.
Put it around your waist. This is what we wear every single day. That's part of our uniform.
They learn what to do if they witness a crime.
We do a whole class on witnessing a criminal act, what's important, what are some things to notice, vehicle descriptions.
And of course, there's the demonstrations.
Deputy Rogers here is under arrest, and he starts kicking and struggling.
So what we're going to do is we're going to put him down on the ground. Deputy's going to come across the back. You're going to grab his legs, and you are going to wrap around his ankles like that, right? We're going to roll him easily to his side. We're going to come up and through. Okay? Now you're going to put his legs in. You're going to wrap it up tight. So he's handcuffed in the back. His feet are tied. Can you move? Can you kick? Can you break out my windows at this point? That is called a maximum restraint.
The Junior Deputy Academy is giving these kids an opportunity and a view into what their future could hold.
One of the biggest goals that I have, for at least for the Junior Deputy Academy, is to make sure that there's going to be productive citizens in our community that's going to be able to go out there, take my place as a deputy sheriff, take other places as doctors, lawyers.
And it's never too early to grab a hold of these tools.
You learn a lot of new things. You learn more in life and what not to do and what to do.
Even though I didn't like the push-ups,
not a fan of push-ups. I continued to come because of the lessons they taught us. I found them very interesting.
It really teaches you discipline, and like it's really fun to try out. Like it's something new to do, like something that you won't usually do, and you won't get the chance to do it if you get older.
Jesus Valencia. There are some kids that come out of this program that actually develop an interest in a career in law enforcement, and that's great. But the purpose is not really so much a recruiting tool as more of a community-based service to bridge the gap between community and law enforcement.
The nice thing is that once you're done, you can come back and do it all over again.
The next academy will be in the summer, I was told, and in the summer we do more exercises other than just push-ups, so again, something new.
Lock it down, lock it down.
bypass this door.
Each deputy that comes out here, they don't know exactly what they're going to be involved in.
Get down! Get down! Get down!
And one of the things that we like to do when it comes to training is make it as real as possible.
We're here at the Grossmont Community College, and we're preparing our deputies to respond to an active shooter scenario.
Take cover. It really gives us a new look on how this would be done if we actually had to come to this school specifically. It's great to actually have these training sites where we can come and do this training to a place where we may actually respond.
He's going to go! He's going to go!
When they come out of the classroom and screaming and yelling, they look just like college students, and that's what the law enforcement officers feel.
It's very quick, actually. There isn't really a lot of time to kind of know what's going on, but the deputies are really always on top of it.
One thing that we've learned in emergency services is that you usually rely on your training when the real event occurs. In years past, we've learned that in law enforcement, we no longer sit on a perimeter, wait for our SWAT teams. We go in as quickly as possible.
Move up! Tap up, tap up! Tap up!
There were 2 active shooter events in San Diego County and East County, in fact, not very far from here. One in Santana High School, and then 3 weeks later at Granite Hills High School. And our deputies responded to both of those events.
Let's walk through it, and I'm going to show you just another option on how to get into these doors.
We want the public to understand that we have a safe county here. And by doing this type of training, it makes our deputies stronger, better, and they know how to handle an event like a school shooting, and hopefully that never does happen again. But I can guarantee you our deputies will be prepared, along with the other police agencies that are here in San Diego.
Set it up right there.
Take them all the way back to the turnpike.
Hey Steve, want to help us with this? We're gonna get all the side streets too, so.
We're in Imperial Beach tonight, and what we're doing is a DUI checkpoint. Obviously, we're stopping cars on the road here to check for their sobriety, make sure that they haven't been drinking and driving.
Straight.
And this is done through an Office of Traffic Safety grant that was awarded to the Sheriff's Department for this year, this fiscal year.
We're on. Talk to him. Someone talk to you? Okay, how you doing? Good. We're doing a DUI, driver's license checkpoint. Anyone in the back? Just you? Okay, this is your driver's license? This is your vehicle?
This is.
Okay, anything to drink tonight?
No.
Nothing?
Nothing.
Okay, have a good night.
You too.
Yeah, so every deputy goes up to a vehicle and they ask them for their driver's license, they ask them if they had anything to drink, and basically you just go from there. If they had something to drink and you feel they're impaired, they go into secondary and then they continue to do their field sobriety test. Hello, you guys doing tonight? We are doing a DUI and driver's license checkpoint tonight. Anything to drink tonight?
Water.
Yeah, you can't drink, right?
Nope.
Okay. Anything to drink?
No.
Coffee? Okay. That's good. Good evening. How you doing tonight?
Doing well. How about you?
Great. We're checking licenses and for sobriety. Anything to drink tonight?
No.
Nothing? Oh, you have? Okay, but the driver hasn't, has he?
Yeah, we were at the party, then we went to Walmart and got some shopping stuff.
Okay. Did you nothing to drink?
At the party we did.
You did?
Uh-huh.
What'd you drink?
Wine.
How much?
Glass or 2.
Glass or 2?
Uh-huh.
Okay. How do you feel? You feel okay?
Feel fine.
You do? Okay. Do me a favor, we're gonna do some checks, okay? Some field sobriety checks to make sure you're okay.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Okay, what would you like?
I would like you to put your car in parking and we're gonna get out of the car and we're gonna walk over towards the Union Bank. Okay? Yes. Secondary.
We'll ask them if they've been drinking, and if they have, or we detect that they have been drinking, we pull them into a secondary area, which is behind you. It's a parking lot, and then we'll do more some field sobriety tests here to determine if they're impaired.
35. Ready? And blow. Blow, 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 blow. Okay, that's fine. The last gentleman had told me he drank 2 glasses of wine, so we brought him back here and we did a couple field sobriety tests on him. He ended up blowing into the PAS device and he blew a 0.5, so he was under the legal limit. 0.52. All right, so 0.08, you'd be in handcuffs. All right?
Okay.
Just be very careful. I mean, why risk it, right?
Oh my God, there's a camera in my face.
Besides jail time, they're gonna get their license suspended, they're gonna get their vehicle impounded. The attorneys and court fees add up to over $10,000 just for a single arrest. Right now it's a very cold time in December, so we're probably looking at 4 to 6 people that might get arrested for DUI. We also have other people arrested for warrants or for drugs.
The person behind us is on felony probation for DUI. She came through the checkpoint. She didn't have a license on her, so they put her in secondary. I noticed her as being one of our probationers living in North County.
But there's a scale here. It's a bunch of baggies. There's a loaded syringe in here.
Multiple DUIs. She's got a criminal history dating about 20 years. So she's going to go back to jail today for violating probation.
We have our county probation with us because they are the unit in charge of the DUI probationers, the felony probation unit. And what they do is they have their system so they could check for people who are on probation, their conditions. Some people have a no alcohol condition, which means even if they're not drunk driving, they haven't been drinking over the limit, they still have a condition that they're not supposed to drink at all. So county probation could violate their probation and arrest them for that.
Your weekend starting today, or?
This is a public education campaign. This is meant for awareness. And as the people come by, a lot of people thank us. They say thank you for being out here, for stopping drunk drivers, because we know during the holidays, people are going to get injured and killed from drunk drivers.
All right, have a good night.
$15,649? It's just not worth it. $15,649? It's just not worth it. Okay, see you next time.
The Auto Club of Southern California has calculated a DUI conviction can now cost you up to $15,649.
Driving under the influence, it's just not worth it.
County leaders announce an initiative to curb drinking and driving by teens.
It's really a three-pronged program. It's an education, an enforcement, and an awareness program.
Through a program called Start Smart, sheriff's deputies educate young drivers and their parents in efforts to reduce the rate of alcohol and drug-related crashes among teens.
We all know last year we had 10 tragic deaths of teenagers in our community. One death is too many. 10, we felt at the Sheriff's Department, was really a call to action.
Attendees were shown graphic videos of real accidents, while an actual mangled vehicle from a fatal teen drunk driving accident was on display.
We feel it's really important, given the number of accidents that we've had recently with kids who've been driving probably a little bit inexperienced with the driver training they're getting now. It's not as complete as it used to be through the schools. And also they're getting abbreviated classes, and then they're also not learning the importance of avoiding drugs and drinking when they're driving. So we're here to teach them to drive defensively and the importance of driving without using drugs and alcohol.
The Start Smart program is free for teens and their parents and will be offered countywide at participating high schools. For CTN.org, I'm Andy Tolley.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Mark Vernon with the Sheriff's Department, assigned to the Catch Team, which investigates high technology and internet crimes. Families love posting photos on Facebook, Twitter, and Flickr, and other social media sites to show their family and friends what they've been up to. But did you know these snapshots could be revealing a lot more than you think and exposing you and your family to serious danger? When you take a photo with your cell phone, you could be giving away your most personal location information through geotagging. It's when a GPS-enabled smartphone saves the location of where you took the photo. It's basically broadcasting your location at any given point in time. With the right software, the geo-markers embedded in the photos you post online can tell a pedophile, stalker, or burglar exactly where you took the photos, right down to the sideline of the field or the bedroom in your home. That means criminals can pinpoint the exact spot of your child on a playground, where you live, and where you hang out. Burglars can also monitor your postings and activities to find out where you go and when you aren't home. They can then use that information to plan a kidnapping, break-in, or other crime. So what can you do about it? It's easy. Just turn off the GPS feature for photos on your phone. It won't affect any of the other GPS applications such as maps, web search, or lost phone tracking. Here's how you turn off the photo GPS on an iPhone. Just go to the settings, then hit Privacy, then Location Services. There you can turn off camera tracking as well as any other apps you don't want tracked. The process for an Android phone varies, so please ask your phone provider for assistance. And remember, Be careful what you post online. If you want to report internet crimes, call 858-565-5200.
Sheriff's Department, Fort Clever.
He's going to lock it down, lock it down.
If you think your job is stressful, try to imagine the pressure the Sheriff's Department's bomb squad faces on a daily basis. Whether suspicious packages ticking or strapped with dynamite, this is the team that gets called at all hours to keep your family safe. And tonight, Jeff Zevley gets an all-access pass to their bomb range.
Once or twice a month, deputies with the Sheriff's Bomb Squad strap on this 120-pound suit, responding all over the county to dangerous devices like mines washing up on shore and even rocket-propelled grenade launchers.
Fire in the hole!
For the past 35 years, the Sheriff's Bomb Squad has disabled the dangerous work of criminals.
There are the bad guys out there that are continually improving their devices and making things a little bit harder.
Certified by both the FBI and U.S. Army, deputies were sent to the Oklahoma City bombing, the 2002 Salt Lake City Olympics, and called upon every time a high-ranking dignitary or U.S. president visits San Diego. In November of 2007, deputies arrested a serial bomb maker in Oceanside who wanted to blow up a courthouse and kidnap his girlfriend.
Our job is to go in and make things safe for people and get out.
Although most of the dangerous work they do never makes the news, deputies have filled up this bomb museum with hundreds of devices that could have killed people, including RPGs kept as souvenirs by war veterans.
Usually young military kids that aren't meaning any harm.
Although some of these items are fake, most are real, and even the smallest devices can blow off a person's hand.
In fact, one of the better cases I had was one of these right here about 10 years ago. A kid that I have since become kind of friends with, he was making this in his room.
That high school senior lost 3 fingers in the explosion, which is why deputies err on the side of caution and wear this protective suit that they strapped on my body with a helmet alone that weighs more than 20 pounds. Although the danger they deal with is loud and flashy, the deputies behind the bombs prefer privacy.
Sometimes it's better to let the public not know and just sleep safe knowing that we can help them and we're going to be there no matter what.
This protective suit costs $12,000. It sounds like a lot of money, but it's worth every penny because if dynamite or a grenade goes off next to a deputy, it can save their life.
Thanks, Jeff.
Most teens are spending their summer enjoying time off from school.
But a special group went to a different kind of class, very different. They're learning what it's like to become a San Diego police officer or deputy. News 8 photojournalist Scott Hall had to strap on a gas mask today to show us just how realistic the lessons got for the SDSO Explorers.
A CS canister. I'm going to pop it right now.
I'm Guadalupe Mendoza.
My name is Carlos Diaz.
Hello, I'm Narda Kariman.
I hope to one day be a deputy sheriff and hopefully on the SWAT team.
Police officer in Visalia. I want to be a San Diego sheriff.
Help her over. Push up. Push up, push up, push up.
All of the kids, whether they believe it or not, they really do impress me because, you know, I mean, who in their right mind would really want to say, yeah, I want to shell out all this money to come over here and, in essence, get yelled at for a week?
Get over that wall. Get over that wall.
So the fact that they're here,
4, 5.
you know, says a lot.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. If only one person gets to a gunfight, that person's in trouble, right? Sir. So we want at least 2 people to a gunfight, 2 officers, right? You ready? Begin.
In the field out there when you're working, it's all about teamwork. There's no individuals.
Good job, Granger. Okay, let's go. Help me do this one.
It's all about communication and working hard together.
757, girls.
What do we use gas for? Barricaded suspects, maybe?
Some of these young men and women, you know, may not necessarily be prepared for what they're about to experience.
You got to know the consequences you're going to put people through in case you ever use it, sir.
If you can see, you can fight through it, right? Yes, sir. Good job.
They dig deep down and they make it happen. So, you know, and that's what we want to see. Because in the end, that's what it's really all about.
Don't you dare make me go through again.
Tough kids. If you'd like to learn more about becoming an SDSO Explorer, just go to our website, cbsa.com, and click on the hot.
Why didn't they use a taser? Why did they have to shoot that guy? These are the questions law enforcement often hear after violent incidents involving officers. The Sheriff's Department let the News 8 crime fighters behind the scenes of their weapons training in Miramar to get a better understanding of the weapons they use, when, and why.
Sheriff's Department, get down, get down!
The Sheriff's Department and other agencies use deadly force as a last option. Their everyday arsenal starts with a stick.
We have a variety of impact weapons to choose from.
Solid hits to major muscle groups bring assaulted individuals under control. A stick or even a flashlight can also be used other ways.
And we work it in here underneath the subject's arm. We'll grab the other side and we just roll it right out.
Pepper spray is used primarily on groups or individuals defying orders.
Their eyes will start watering and tearing because they're trying to get it out of their eyes. Their nose will start running all over their face, a lot of pain.
But it doesn't work on about 15% of the population. Next is the taser.
Certainly there are some advantages that the taser has over a baton, for instance, is distance.
Taser, taser!
Tasers can hit targets up to 25 feet away and incapacitate a suspect.
And I can tell you from experience, they hurt. Roll the clip.
Please stop.
But no, tasers don't stop everyone cold. Some situations are just for the dogs.
Typically, a dog or a canine is a intermediate distance.
In this instance, a belligerent driver refuses to get out. Pepper balls are effective at a little longer range, and if they don't work, try beanbag rounds from a shotgun.
The equivalent to about a 90-mile-per-hour fastball.
How to decide when to use what? This Prism Video Simulator offers hundreds of scenarios to help deputies make the right choice.
Golden rule, if you will, that we do at the end of these scenarios that we impress upon our deputies is that the early deployment of a less lethal option generally leads to a safer resolution for everybody involved.
Pepper spray! That could mean pepper spray or taser first, but there are times where deadly force is the only option. Deputies' primary firearm is their handgun, a .40 caliber Glock.
Shooting from 10 yards in, it's relatively accurate.
And it's built to fire off multiple rounds quickly. Shotguns can be used with 2 types of ammunition. One is a heavy penetrating slug, the other is buckshot.
There you go.
Finally, the AR-15 rifle, easy to fire and accurate from longer distance as well as in close.
Less lethal weapons are used against those refusing to comply with officers' orders or showing assaultive or aggressive behavior. The policy on use of deadly force is that it can be used to prevent serious bodily injury or death of a deputy or officer or anyone else. And I want to thank all the Sheriff's Department personnel who walked me through their training. It was an eye-opening experience, to be sure.
Well, you got to see things from their perspective. I'm just wondering, was there any part of that training that sort of surprised you and you didn't expect?
It was all challenging and fun, but the prism where you went through the scenarios was the most eye-opening because you got to see one where I shot a suspect and I did okay in that, but there was another one where you had a man coming at me with a knife and I didn't know to use a gun or a taser, and he got me and stabbed me to death, basically, is how the scenario worked out. You begin to appreciate the split seconds decisions that they need to make for their own safety and for the safety of others, and how things, those situations can be fluid and dynamic, and it's easy to Monday morning quarterback them, but I have a new appreciation of what they have to go through out in the field every day.
We hear about it, but now you've kind of experienced it.
Yeah, new respect.
Thanks, Carlo.
I've been a sheriff's deputy for almost 25 years.
I have an embroidery business.
I'm a retired Marine.
They come from different backgrounds, but together they could save your life.
When there is a missing person in the county, the communication center is notified and the communication center calls me.
Don Parker is the coordinator for the San Diego County Sheriff Search and Rescue Team.
A lot of times when the brush gets thick like this, you have to stop. You have to stop and look.
Today's practice ride is in one of San Diego's canyons, mainly untouched by development. Exactly the kind of place someone could get lost.
Whether it's a little boy, a little girl, or an elderly person who has got Alzheimer's or dementia, or a lost hiker. If you're driving down the road in an off-road vehicle, you have the disadvantage of the noise of that vehicle. If you're walking down the path, you have the disadvantage of only covering so much terrain. With a mountain bike, it's kind of a good blend between the two.
On mountain bikes, they're able to cover more terrain and to stay quiet.
So if somebody's yelling for help, you can hear it. You can move along, you can stop. You can listen, you can yell out.
And then we generally have two levels of riders. We have support riders. If you can get on a bicycle and not fall off the thing, you generally qualify as a support rider. And then we have technical riders. So those riders that are a little more experienced, a little more capable off-road, get where we need to go when we're on a search.
This is pretty steep right here.
They're medically trained, they practice weekly, and everyone on the team is a volunteer.
I wanted to get involved in an organization that gave back to the community, and I like being outdoors, so it seemed like a pretty good fit.
Yoo-hoo! I love to mountain bike. This is just great. I can do something that I love to do and help people.
They don't volunteer their time just to be in a club. They don't volunteer their time just to have a good time with their friends. They volunteer their time because they want to help the community.
This is who you want to see if you get lost. They usually get called when most people are sleeping. They search in extreme weather conditions, but they all say it's worth it if they have a chance to save a life.
Oh, it's amazing. It's so rewarding. It gives you goosebumps.
So consequently, when you're on a team that actually finds a subject alive, there are very few good feelings like that around.
About the only qualification is you got to be willing to wake up in the middle of the night and go into the cold. I mean, it's San Diego, but we've been out on searches where there's been a complete whiteout in a blizzard in the Laguna Mountains. We've been out in Anza-Borrega Desert where it's 120 degrees. You got the kind of what we used to call in the Marine Corps the intestinal fortitude. Everybody's welcome.
Awesome job by you guys today. Let's do it again next week.
All right.
Here, Simon. Simon, can you say hi to everybody? Sure. Hi, everybody.
Pam Medhurst and her dog are holding court at the Alpine Library.
Though she has 5 real beagles at home, one of them is here at the library today, Simon is the only one who has mastered human speech.
Well, I am a search dog.
Which is helpful because he has a very important message for children.
Don't run around. Stay found.
You can't even imagine how far you can get, even if you're walking slow and you have a 2-hour head start on us and you keep moving.
Pam works for the Sheriff's Search and Rescue Canine Unit. Of the 9 all-volunteer units, hers is the one who is called when search and rescue needs to pick up a scent trail to find a missing child or adult.
My oldest dog, Snickers, went out on a search for a missing boy that had been gone for 4 hours. And fortunately, he crawled under a bush and fell asleep. And that's where the dog's noses helped, because the other searchers had passed by that bush, but Snickers sniffed him out, so we were able to find him that way.
This water was supposed to be for when we go out on a hike. Really? I did not know that.
Her puppet, Simon, is the perfect combination of her 2 passions, dogs and
the Muppets. I wanted to be a puppeteer on the Muppet Show, and that never happened, but this is something even better. It's not an adult talking anymore, it's Simon, and they start to listen, they start to respond, and I find that asking them questions to keep them engaged is also very useful, and that makes them part of the program instead of just a passive listener.
With my son, when we first moved to Alpine and we went to a Christmas event, a parade, and I couldn't find him, and I think that for him to hear from other people how important it is to stay in one location and remember all of those things as many times as you can reiterate that is very important.
I was probably 4 or 5 when I got lost, and I remember just being so frightened and so scared, and I kept walking. I was trying to find my way out because I thought I'd get in trouble.
So if you need help, I want you to blow on it 3 times.
After working with Simon for almost 14 years, Pam has the performance down to a science, and it's become a great way to entertain while educating.
I was going out doing programs for the kids, and they got pretty bored listening to me, so I thought if they got the message from a dog, they would listen, and it's been very successful.
Because I know, I can tell them.
And judging from the hugs at the end, Simon did his job. In the County News Centre, I'm Dominic Fulgoni.
Abraxas High School is the stage. These teens are the actors. Their captive audience, the faculty and staff of the Poway Unified School District. Shots are fired, students hit the ground, but the entire exercise is simply a training tool designed to expose school personnel to law enforcement response procedures so they know what to expect in the chaos of a real shooting scenario.
Today's training is designed to get teachers to think about what to do if something happens, what if this happens, just to stimulate thought, and mainly to get in their mind that this could happen at your school.
Deputies are quick to respond and within minutes arrive with guns drawn. The shooter opens fire again, but is then quickly neutralized.
Once they've neutralized the suspect, we don't know if there are other suspects on campus, so we have to go room by room and check for not only other suspects but casualties.
It could be a slow and methodical process, but deputies must be sure there are no additional gunmen or explosive devices nearby. The injured are then moved out and treated. Classrooms are emptied and the students inside safely led away.
Everybody says this can't happen to me, this won't happen here, but unfortunately it has happened and it will continue to happen across the nation, as we've seen tragically.
Although intense, school staff say these kinds of exercises are well worth it.
Being a part of a drill and watching that does have an impact on people personally. It takes your breath away, and it enforces how serious this could be and how important it is that we are ready.
The whole goal is to enhance the safety of the children and the staffs that work at the schools.
The Sheriff's Department will continue working with schools to better prepare them if the unthinkable were to happen.
I'm Sergeant Chris May with the San Diego Sheriff's Department. I work with SADL, the Sheriff's Analysis-Driven Law Enforcement Team. Intelligence-led policing is a business model. It gives the department the ability to move resources where they're needed the most without some of the restraints that usually exist. So if we're needed down in the south out of Imperial Beach Station, we can move as a team to where we're needed when the problem exists. I was lucky because I got to hand-pick deputies from really the cream of the crop. And I got people that didn't know exactly what they'd be doing, but they knew that it'd be something new and they wanted to be part of it. A lot of them come from patrol positions or previously were in uniform patrol positions.
It's always been a passion to do this job and catch the crooks and do good works. My name is Anthony Tripoli. I'm a member of the Saddle Team. Having this new type of philosophy and the way that it has been developed and the direction that I believed that it was going to take us did excite me, and it's something new, and I jumped at the chance to be a part of it. There's 8 of us, and we are able to provide different areas with some additional resources based on crime trends or an increase of one particular crime or another.
Right now we have a crime analyst that we're working with.
Crime analysis is not new, but to have an analyst embedded in a team like this, which is proactive and is kind of working almost lifetime, is a new concept. I'm Mark Walters. I'm a crime analyst with the San Diego County Sheriff's Department. Our job is to look at crime and search for patterns and trends, series, and try and help better inform the deputies, make them more efficient. These guys are so proactive and so enthusiastic that they can go out to these areas and find crime and make arrests, but it's my job to better focus them, so we're looking at specific crimes in that area and reducing those crimes.
We can't 100% predict it, but by looking at the analysis, it helps us get to the right place before those problems are happening.
For the 2 projects I've worked on so far, they've been very effective. I can mention one up in Ramona. I started the first 2 weeks they were there. There was something like 16 or 17, even more residential burglaries in a 2-week period. The following 2 weeks, after they'd been working there 2 weeks, there were none.
We are working on quality of life issues. We're going after people that steal cars. We're going after people that break into homes. We're going after people that really affect your quality of life. We have an office that we are hardly ever at. We're out in the field in the commands where we're working on the projects, and that gives us the ability to talk to the people we need to talk to.
We're just there to lend some additional resources. So it's vital for us to have that cooperation, that communication, and to work with the local patrol staff.
Our deputies all over the county are doing great work. Most of the time an area can be handled well by 2 or 3 deputies, but at times of the year or certain problems that occur, it'd be really nice to have 8 additional deputies there. Well, that's what we do. So it's not to take away anything that those deputies are doing year-round. They're doing great work. We've been using the intelligence-led policing model in small bits and pieces throughout the county at every command, but we're the first real concentrated effort of that we've seen. As long as we keep having good results, it's going to be good for the long-term existence of what we're doing and maybe even the expansion of it.
Protecting neighborhoods by making split-second life and death decisions is what the Sheriff's SWAT team is trained to do. Tonight, Jeff Zebley takes an inside look at what makes the San Diego County Sheriff's SWAT team the best of the best.
The Lakeside Post Office is quiet today, but 5 years ago, the Sheriff's SWAT team was needed here in a hurry.
And we want to go through this real slow.
In May 2003, a man with a rifle took 4 hostages inside this East County post office.
We knew he was armed. We could see the weapon that he had.
Lieutenant Phil Brust, a Sheriff's SWAT team member for 4 years, remembers the call.
Absolutely, it's an adrenaline rush.
But controlling that adrenaline and learning limits is what the Sheriff's SWAT Academy is all about.
It's a very cerebral job now as well. We want thinkers on the team.
Grueling physically and mentally, the men are tested again and again and again. For 2 weeks. Whether it's chemical agent training or shoot, don't shoot scenarios.
Set, go.
The men are whipped into shape.
9, 10.
Submerged in swamps. And taught to trust one another.
We feel we are the best of the best. Other jurisdictions send their officers to our SWAT academy for a reason.
Is that understood? Yes, Deputy!
Before Lieutenant Brust was a deputy, he was a Marine. And when he compares the SWAT academy to boot camp,
It was a lot shorter, but a lot more intense. Some people don't make the cut.
Because Brust says some people are not cut out to balance force with restraint.
Our first mission is preservation of life.
A mission accomplished in 2003 when the SWAT team set aside deadly force for a simple solution.
It was a hot day that day, and the hostage taker wanted some Dr. Pepper.
Dr. Pepper, is that what you wanted, Dr. Pepper?
Lieutenant Brust was the man dangling the Dr. Pepper that day that may have saved several lives.
He released the 2 hostages, came out, no one was injured, no one was hurt, and we had a successful and a peaceful resolution.
The Ramona man who peacefully surrendered that day, Albert de Santiago, is currently serving a 13-year sentence in state prison.
We'd like to thank video specialist Randy Grimm from the Sheriff's Department for shooting and sharing the SWAT training footage that you just saw. They hunt down evidence that can mean the difference between a criminal going free or going to jail. The Sheriff's Dive Recovery Unit has a tough job made even more difficult by extreme conditions below the surface. News 8's Sean Stiles tagged along with this underwater CSI team in action.
The San Diego County Sheriff's Underwater Search and Recovery Team plays a vital role when it comes to finding evidence or recovering victims. This is a behind-the-scenes look at the training they go through.
You guys suit up, jump in the water, and swim across.
When we got the call out, it's kind of like the adrenaline comes, the hair is standing up.
Watch your buddy. The Sheriff's Dive Unit is a dedicated team that's ready to go 24/7, just as they were in the Amber Dubois, Chelsea King case.
You guys already have your teams paired up?
Lieutenant Gary Reed heads up the divers and briefs them on what to expect in the day's training.
We're looking for a yellow mannequin and a M16 rifle.
The divers train year-round to be ready for any conditions.
Water clarity is about 15 feet right now. You know that will change when you get on the bottom.
Our dive would be between 15 and 40 feet, and I would get to go out before visibility went down.
We're going to be searching along the dam here, working our way out.
Each team consists of 3 members, 2 divers in the water and a tender on shore.
The diver has the rope in one hand, and they keep the rope taut.
If we tug it twice, that means we want them to change direction. If we tug 3 times, that means we want them to come to the surface.
The tender controls the search.
We meticulously search inch by inch.
We just received 3 tugs on our rope, which means they found the object on the bottom.
Recovering evidence that was thought to be lost can make the difference in solving a case. It can also bring closure.
It's extremely important, both from the law enforcement standpoint, helping bring those to justice that try to hide evidence, as well as helping the victims' families mainly.
The dive unit is another tool in the fight against crime. The training results were a success, with both teams finding what they set out for.
As you can see, these sheriffs put a lot of their own time and dedication into these training programs, which in the long run make San Diego a much safer place to be. We'll send it back to you in the studio.
Nice job, Sean. The Sheriff's Dive Recovery Unit is always looking for volunteers. If you think you have what it takes, go to CBS.com. We've set up a link.
By now, most California drivers know that it's illegal to drive and hold a cell phone at the same time. In fact, our cameras rolled above Highway 163 for about 10 minutes recently and only caught this guy. Luckily for him, Sergeant Scott Hill wasn't with us. Sergeant Hill patrols in Santee, and we spent a morning with him during one of the state's zero-tolerance crackdowns on distracted drivers because they're still out there.
I'm looking at this lady next to us, see if she's looks like she was on the phone, but I can't say for sure.
It's not always easy to spot drivers using a cell phone, especially when you're driving around in a clearly marked black and white.
The other day I was out, I was working, but I was in a detective car, and in the short 3 to 4 miles I was going, there was 4 people on a cell phone. Now when they see the police car, you see the phones drop like a hot potato out of their hand as quickly as they can.
Still, it doesn't take long for Sergeant Hill to spot what he thinks may be a violator driving past.
Okay, I'm going to try and pull up next to this guy real fast and see if he's still on his phone.
After catching up to the vehicle, he looks inside the truck, notes what the driver is doing. Driver looks over nervously, and
he's smoking a cigarette.
A couple of minutes later, though, it's the real thing.
Do you know why I pulled you over? No. You can't be on your cell phone.
It's like I saw you, but I wasn't. It was on my speaker, actually.
Okay, yeah, you can't have it in your hand. It's still not a hands-free device, okay?
And that's something a lot of drivers may not realize. Even if you're using the speakerphone or even an earpiece, if the phone's in your hand, you're getting a ticket.
Nowadays on a cell phone, the first one's about $160, and the second one, if you get another one, it's like almost $280.
And that's probably why this driver still tries to plead her case.
I was on speaker, though.
I know, but it's in your hand. So you get the hands-free part of it.
Yeah.
It's got to be out of your hand. Have you seen those cradles that they make? You can stick on that. That would work.
Finally, she admits it wasn't the best move.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Also, getting in a car accident is not worth it. I shouldn't have done that at all.
In fact, according to the US Department of Transportation, in 2009, over 5,000 people were killed on US roadways in accidents that were caused by distracted driving. Cell phones are definitely the biggest attention hog, but distracted driving can come in many forms.
Well, here's a good example of distracted driving. He's got newspapers, or he's not newspapers. He's got some paperwork out, and he's flipping through it. We're gonna go ahead and pull him over. Hi. Good, how are you?
This man gets off with a warning since his phone was not in his hand, but another driver isn't so lucky.
You know why I'm stopping you, Michael? No, sir.
Like many drivers, he mentioned to the officer that he didn't realize that just holding the phone was illegal.
I didn't realize that when I did pick it up, I was dialing with my hand and I wasn't using it as an actual phone. So that's why I asked him that question right after he gave me the ticket. He said, technically, yeah, you can get cited for that. So I know I can't do that either. So.
Do you have any devices, like hands-free devices?
No, but I'm picking one up now.
I'll show you a couple of devices that I use in my patrol car right here. This is a fairly inexpensive, this was about $40. It's a Bluetooth speakerphone, and it's voice activated.
So buy a hands-free device, because if you think you're going to get away with it, they've seen all the tricks.
Slide this phone down very slowly, and like they start to itch, scratch somewhere, to just throw in the phone.
Right.
Color guard. Order. Ho. Color guard. Right turn. March. Forward. March.
Forward.
Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Left, right, left. Detail. Pull. Left. Pull. Reset. Pull.
This is a special announcement. For security reasons, unattended
Order!
vehicles
Order!
in